What's up, guys? What's up, E-World? And this right here is a Gigabyke Groove. This is one of the bikes I needed to look at and check out for a customer. And anyway, it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna have to do this very quickly. So I will talk as I give a riding demo for this bike. This is a 48-volt bike with a 750 watt motor. It is pedalable, as you can see. That's still that word I can't say. But anyway, this bike really rides really good. And when I say ride really good, I mean as far as the feeling, it floats. Like, the suspension system is pretty awesome in this bike. It's got dual suspension, shocks on the front, shocks on the rear. It's got turn signals. It's got a horn, very loud horn, I might add. Like I said, I don't know if I said this already, but it's got turn signals. It's got a brake light. It's got running lights as far as headlight, tail light, daytime running lights, and you can turn them on the nighttime. They get brighter. And the brake light, 2 stages. You know, that running brake light, which is certain brightness, and then when you apply the brakes, it gets brighter. The only problem with this bike, well, it's not really a problem, could be a problem to some, is that it's not a very fast e-bike. As of right now, the top speed is 17 miles per hour, which I will demonstrate right now. And the other issue is that when you get to a hill, it bogs down to about 10 miles an hour. Thank you, sir. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and roll around here. And as you can see, go a little faster than 17 something. Actually, it's going faster today. I checked it last night. It was only going 17, but who knows? Maybe I'm going downhill or whatever. But anyway, we're about to see. It doesn't have a high acceleration. Let's see. Right now I'm going 18 miles an hour. And when I hit this hill, it sort of bogged down. It's dropped. Wow, it bogged down even more. It dropped down to 12 miles per hour. Now, I don't know. It actually feels like it's changing gears almost, the way it bogs down. I don't know what that is, to be honest. I don't know if that's actually the controller protecting itself some type of way from not drawing too much current. But anyway, like I said, this is a really nice riding bike. I mean, I like this little bike. Look at it. It's got a disc brake on the back. I mean, drum brake on the back. You know, old school drum brake. And on the front, it's got a disc brake. Now, what I'm going to tell you the problem is with this bike, and there could be 2 problems, but I'm almost sure of one of the problems. But I'm definitely going to do a test to make sure it's not the other problem. Now, this is an older bike. I mean, couple years old. I mean, like maybe 10 years old. And the technology in older e-bikes, what hurt the older e-bikes back in the day wasn't the motors, the controllers, the mechanical brakes and all that. The problem was with these older e-bikes was they use lead acid batteries. This bike is a 48-volt bike, and it used lead acid meaning it used 4 12-volt batteries in series to get the 48 volts. Okay, 4 of them. And after they don't last long, those lead acids, especially those little lead acid batteries. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you got 2 years out of those things, depending on use, you were doing good. And actually, lead acid batteries, they don't really die from being used too much. They die from not being used at all. Meaning, like if they're just sitting. 2 lead acid batteries are just sitting, man. They yeah, they die, man. But anyway, look at that little trailer right there. Isn't that nice? Looks like a perfect size for an e-bike trailer. I might have to inquire about that. See if I can get that little trailer. See if it's for sale. Anyway, back to back to this e-bike, man. I'm going to modify it. And I don't know if you really want to call it a modification. Maybe I'll call it an upgrade. And what I'm going to do to upgrade this bike, for one, all right, first of all, I'm moving too fast. Let me go back to the batteries real quick. The problem with this bike was that those lead acid batteries, those 4 12-volt batteries, they were dead. They were dead, like most old PEVs. Those batteries die, and then people just take the vehicles and stick them over in the corner and don't use them anymore and chalk them up as dead. But really, what's the only thing's dead is the batteries, man. These bikes are still good. There's nothing wrong with these bikes. And they still have value, especially if somebody like me, or most of you guys, being EV guys, you know what to do, man. You take those lead acids out and you put some lithium batteries in there, which is exactly what I did for this bike. Now, the lead acid battery that I'm running in this bike happens to be one of the batteries that I repaired for a customer, that green battery, if you remember. And that was actually a scooter battery, right? That battery originally came out of scooter, and the BMS in that battery was only 15 amps. So that 15 amp battery is running this e-bike right now. And honestly, that should definitely be enough, because I'm pretty sure the controller in here is very small. So, you know, the problem could be that the BMS isn't allowing this thing enough current, but I seriously doubt that, because there are a lot of e-bikes out right now on the market, like Super 73s and aerial riders and juice bikes, and even my Zugo that don't go much over 15 amps with the stock system. I'm pretty sure the controller that came out of my Zugo was only a 17 amp controller. So anyway, I doubt that that's this problem's bike. With this bike's problem. What the problem is with this bike, I'm pretty sure of, is the controller. I'm pretty sure that the controller that's in this bike is very, very small, and it's holding this bike back. I did some research on this bike. I watched a couple of video reviews of this bike, even brand new. They were capping the speed at 17 miles per hour on this bike. I'm going to turn around because the rain is coming. It's getting a little heavier. Anyway, we're going to upgrade the controller in this bike, and that should unleash a lot more power. Now notice how it just bogged down when I started going up this hill. And I mean, it felt like this bike did a downshift, electric downshift. And now it just downshifted again. So we're going 10 miles an hour right now up this slight hill, very slightly. So This e-bike wouldn't serve a great purpose for most of you guys because nobody wants to be going 10 miles an hour up a hill, especially if you're trying to use this thing to commute with in traffic. Now, if this is just a fun bike and you're not on the road, you're on the sidewalk, nah, you might be all right with that. But my man whose bike this is, nah, he needs a little more than that. So I'm going to put a new controller in here. And I'm going to show step by step how to upgrade any e-bike and put an aftermarket controller in there. And for you guys that don't know how to do that, a lot of those controllers, wow, it's raining hard, guys. I'm getting wet up, so I deserve I deserve some watches on this one because I'm putting in some work. But yeah, man, I'm going to show you how to take an aftermarket controller, any controller. That can be a Chinese controller, Saviton, you know, expensive Saviton, any of those controllers, and put it on a new stock factory e-bike system. Now, the thing with that is, when you buy those controllers, of course, all that stuff is labeled, but the controllers that you're removing off the factory e-bikes aren't labeled. They don't have any writing on them at all. So you got to know how to figure out what those wires are, trace them, or you know, you can trace them down physically, which would be a task, and you shouldn't have to do. You should know how to go right to the controller with a multimeter, test light, whatever you have, and figure out what's what. It's good to have one of those little e-bike testers like I've been telling you guys to get. I mean, that little thing can test everything. All right, that being said, I will be uploading a video on YouTube about how to upgrade, like I just said, and repeat it again. Any e-bike, factory e-bike, to an aftermarket controller. So that means you guys with Super 73s, Rad Runners, Hemingways, all those type of bikes that you want to beef it up and put a bigger controller on, but you don't know how to, you know, determine what wires are what, which wires go to what. That's going to be a step-by-step how-to. Now, I'm going to tell you this. The video that I'm putting on YouTube is going to be good for people that sort of know already about e-bikes, that have at least a fundamental understanding of, you know, what to do. You'll be able to follow it and do it. However, if you want to see a video that's actually, because I always see people all the time requesting, they want an actual video step by step, wire by wire. I mean, that anybody can follow along to, or breakdown of how to do it. And I'm going to do that, but I'm going to, and I'm thinking about this. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm thinking I might just do that one on my Patreon. And that's because, man, I asked some of you guys to, you know, support me on Patreon, because I feel like this information and this knowledge that I'm giving out is some very valuable knowledge. Now, yes, I've said in the past, I'm not trying to make a whole lot of money. I'm not trying to get rich with this stuff. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to help people that don't have a lot of money, that can't afford to go in those shops and spend $600-700 to have your bike upgraded, you know, or spend $1,000 to modify your bike. I'm trying to help you guys out. But don't think because I'm asking you to join my Patreon membership that all of a sudden I'm become money hungry. No, that's not it. But I feel like if I'm helping you guys out, I feel like you should at least return the favor and help me out somewhat. Because making these videos, man, this stuff is a little bit of work. You know, I'm taking the time out to do this stuff. I mean, I don't have to do this. I want to do it. But I mean, you know, help me help you. You know, I can only do this if I can afford to continue growing this business and work from home. But if I can't afford to stay home and make these videos, I got to get out and work a real job to pay some bills. I'm not going to be able to help you guys out like this, man. And I feel like I'm not asking for a whole lot. You don't have to join my Patreon and do the $25 one or the $9 one, but at least do the $3 membership. The $3 membership will at least let you be able to watch the video where I break it down step by step. You know, I don't see nobody else on YouTube doing that except for little small, minor, insignificant stuff. But I mean, I'm going to be showing some good stuff. And what I mean by that, I mean, let me stay still because I know I got this chest cam on. I make you guys this. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to be showing some good stuff that anybody that doesn't have a clue about DIY, that doesn't have a clue about e-bikes, will be able to do on their own. Like I said, not send your bike out for repair and it takes 6-9 months to get your bike back, and not only that, cost you a fortune. So anyway, that's it. I'm not going to keep going on and on about this Patreon thing because I feel like I'm whining and crying, and I ain't going to do no whining and crying. I just felt like, you know, I got a lot of guys that's hitting me up, and I'm not talking about no one person. I mean, quite a few people that are, you know, friending me and stuff, and we're, you know, commenting and conversating and exchanging information, and I feel like they're supporting me, but they're supporting me to get information. At the same time, I'm asking for a small favor that I don't even see none of those guys joining my membership. So anyway, maybe the Patreon thing might not even work out, but I'm a trying it. So like I said, I at least gotta try to recoup some money for what I'm doing, man. You know, and like I said, I don't feel like $3 is asking a whole lot. But anyway, enough said. So yeah, guys, stick around. I'm gonna be putting a new controller in this bike right here, and that should unleash the speed of this bike. It's going like 17, 18, 19 now. I'm a guesstimate by at least putting a new controller in this bike. That should take this bike up to 29, 30, 31 miles per hour. The bike of the speed of an average e-bike. It's got a 750 watt hub motor back there. This thing should be doing at least 28 miles per hour, at least. And it shouldn't be bogging all the way down to 10, 11 miles an hour going up a hill. So, taking a look at this thing, it looks like the controller is right up in here. The battery and stuff is under the seat. So no, the controller is not under the seat. There's a battery under there for now. And, you know, the battery that came out of this thing weighed 50 pounds. 50 pounds, because it was 4 of those 12-volt lead acid batteries. So, this thing is not only about to shed about 40 pounds, because the little lithium battery I put in there is definitely no more than 10 pounds. So it's already shed 40 pounds, and it's about to get a whole lot of extra power. So it should be like a new bike after I go ahead and put this controller in there. And it's not no expensive controller. Don't have to put no Sabaton or far drive or anything like that in this bike. You know, any of those little aftermarket Chinese controllers, 25 amp, 30 amp controller should do the trick. And it might not even have to be that much. Like I said, most of the controllers that come out of the factory e-bikes are small. My Zugo controller was 17 amps. And that Zugo did 29, 30, 31 miles per hour. Brand new. So anyway, that's it. Y'all know how I do. Take it easy. Take care. Deuces. We out of here. But yeah, look for those videos either on YouTube or the detailed one on Patreon, or I'll probably end up sticking it for free on YouTube as I always do. But I ain't gonna be able to keep on doing that, guys. I gotta get some help back. Deuces. And one more thing I'm gonna add. If you're not willing to do the Patreon, okay? Because I know it's hard times out here. If you're not willing to do the Patreon, you should at least do a subscribe on YouTube. At least do me that much. Then that way I can at least get to where I'm getting monetized on YouTube and getting a couple dollars, man. So I mean, I don't even have to do the Patreon thing. If I can get enough of you guys to subscribe, and maybe I need to start asking that, because I never asked that. I just assume if people like my videos, they'll subscribe. But I've noticed I'm getting like 50, 60,000 views on stuff. Well, not on a per video. Y'all know I ain't like that. But I mean in total. In total right now, my channel, I don't even think it's that much. I might be in the 30, almost 40,000 views. But at the same time, I only have like 240 subscribers. So, yeah, I mean, that math ain't adding up. So, like I said, I can understand those other YouTube channels where people ain't teaching nothing. You know, you ain't learning nothing. They just for fun. But my channel is, I'm trying to teach something. I'm sharing knowledge. So, I mean, at least give me a sub on that. That's all I'm asking. So, anyway, and I'm going to say this also. For you guys that can afford the $3, you honestly can't afford the $3, or you happen to not have a credit card where you can join Patreon and pay, you can follow for free. Send me a message and I will give you a free membership. You know, that's the type guy I am. You can't afford the $3, I'm going to give you a free membership. But you're going to have to message me. All right, y'all. Deuces once again.